Alright, my presentation is about automobiles in the 1920s. First, we're going to talk about Henry Ford and what did he contribute to the automobile industry. First, the Ford Motor Company. The Ford Motor Company introduced the assembly line. It was the first auto company to introduce the assembly line, and it was in 1913, and it was used to mass produce their cars. The assembly line allowed them to greatly increase efficiency and significantly decrease the cost of their products. The wages of the Ford Motor Company. They introduced the $5 wage to all their employees, and this helped these workers jump up to middle class. And their first car, the Model T, quickly became their most popular car. The Model T debuted in 1908. Unlike most cars during this time, it wasn't expensive, and it was very durable, and it needed to be durable because most roads during this time weren't paved, so these unpaved roads really took a toll on cars with cheap materials. So the Model T was strong and affordable, which made it very popular. And by 1927, when they were discontinued, there were about 15 million Model Ts sold. Competition for the Ford Motor Company. Well, during the 1920s, there was three motor companies. They were called the Big Three. It was Ford, Chrysler, and General Motors. Out of the three, Ford was the most popular. Ford's success, pretty much they made high quality, cheap products, and the assembly line also helped because they were able to mass produce them. And there's pretty much no competition for Ford, with the Model T being the most popular car. Now, what did the automobile industry? How did the automobile industry affect society? The automobile industry affected other industries like rubber and oil companies. For tires, you need a lot of rubber, and they were mass producing the Model T, so a lot of rubber was needed. And with more cars being introduced, you need gas, so oil came into play in other petroleum products. Another impact that the automobile industry had on society is jobs. Over about 6 million jobs were created during this time, and that really helped the economy because more people were working, and all these other industries were being boosted by the automobile industry. And the fact that it had on population, people started moving to cities where there was work, and that crowded the cities as well. And with a lot of people buying the Model Ts, it changed the whole view of cities. Now there weren't horses and carriages and people. Now there were mainly cars on the roads. And the introduction of the Model T also changed transportation. It replaced trains and allowed people to be more free and move around the country easier. So now the negative parts of all these cars being introduced into America. First, the environment. there was a lot of pollution involved and like a lot of environmental harm. About 1/3 of the total environmental damage happened before the cars were even made. This is from like mining iron and oil, and pollution was also a big problem when people were driving the cars. There was air pollution, and then in these factories, oil also leaked, which is this picture down here. Oh, which is this picture down here, and up here is an iron mine, which would be later made into steel for the car's production. There was also accidents. There wasn't a lot of safety regulations on these cars back then, so there were a lot of accidents and deadly ones too. Seat belts weren't invented yet. Other things like crumple zones that today like protect the passengers in the car by like providing a cushion when the car collides into something that didn't exist. So it was pretty much just like raw collision, and it did a lot of damage. And I also included a video here. This was from the 1930s, but it looks like a very similar model to the Model T. And I thought this was pretty interesting because it showed how like the cars barely even like crumpled, like, and the seatbelts as well. The person just went flying out, and you could tell that it was very dangerous. So that was my presentation, and I hope you enjoyed.